porn exists, right? But there's this like super like line between that and like, and so obviously by making this, we would be saying we've seen these. Like pretty much everyone has seen some version of this.
Yeah.
But it's kind of seen as like, you don't want to admit that. But at this point, who cares? Everyone, all of you have seen this. Whether or not you're into incest porn or not. Like, you've all seen this.
Everybody knows, yeah.
Is anyone here going to say, I don't know what you're talking about? Even if you haven't seen that genre, you can imagine it. It's not a very big leap.
Yeah.
So
Juno says, I'm watching it right now.
Oh, TikTok already has a dad and daughter doing the incest thing? But it's actually doing the incest thing, right? Yeah.
It's not quite doing the incest thing. They just have a
Big Patience
strange relationship.
I think y'all should host other streamers with following and make them have a struggle session through incest jokes.
Not sure what that means.
Well, but I mean, incest is interesting. Because it's like, you really can't, if homosexuality is fine, how is this deeply offensive? Especially if it's heterosexual and non-procreative. You do have this problem in the sexual revolution. It hasn't been worked out. And it used to be, this is one of the big trolls that was used against gay marriage to say like, okay, well, what about incest marriage? Mm-hmm. Because people would say like, whoa, I'm not going there. And then, but the logic doesn't really make much sense. But it has remained a super taboo, which I don't have a problem with. But homosexuality has become like just Tuesday. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. So it's very trollable. But another one is like bestiality. I mean, it's a super, super taboo against that for good reason. But if you really take a lot of the logic of the sexual revolution, as long as you lube up, I don't really see. You know what I mean? The animals don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And it, like, if you give them a little TLC, like, I'm sure that if, to the extent they could sign up for something, they'd be like, yeah, fine, yeah. Extra, whatever, like, I get extra garbage to eat, and I have this thing occur to me, like, they're not wounded by it, you know? It's just whatever.
Yeah.
The whole thing about domesticated animals is a perversion. We're all perverting them into thinking that we're like part of their tribe when we just want to use them and usually eat them. Do you know what I mean? So fuck them. Why would fucking them be a problem? I'm just pretending I'm your like the leader of your pack so I can kill you and eat you.
That's a good point.
How is fucking you gonna make a real big... Like, if you guys were onto this at all, you'd say, like, this is really bad.
Yeah.
But, like...
Anyways, all sex in the animal kingdom is rape anyways.
Would be the least of your problems. You'd use that to say, like, well, at least I get a little something out of it. You know what I mean? I'm getting fucked. I am getting F-U-C-K-E-D fucked. They're going to eat me. Everything I'm eating is to make me more delicious for them to eat. What do I care about a dick that it's not technically, like, made for me?
Yeah, right.
But I'm saying, like, I get how it's, like, it's disgusting. I get that. I'm not opposed.
It's
I'm not
more
saying
of a
to change
problem
the
for
teaching.
humans
I'm just saying,
than it is for the animals. In my
no, like,
opinion.
you occasionally see this thing. I don't know. This is like general idea that, like, this is a problem among white people. I've heard this a number of times.
White women having sex with their dogs.
That, like,
White girls fuck dogs.
White women have sex with their dogs. Okay. I don't think that happens that much. I don't really know why it would happen more among whites, but maybe there's a loose connection between, like, animals and, like, blacks or something like that.
No.
Like,
I think what it is that white women are, like, sometimes don't have a man, and white women humanize their pets. They anthropomorphize them.
Oh, right. So
you turn it into your boyfriend or something like that.
White girls fuck dogs.
Yeah, the idea is, like, cops arrest woman for having sex with family dog.
Yeah, I saw that video.
and people click on it a lot.
Yeah.
Although why you could make the argument like, why would cops care? It's
Right.
gross and stupid. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you jerk off your hamster if you're able to, like, and you're like, "Hi, buddy, I'm gonna make you feel good today." Like, why would anyone care? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would anyone care?
I have no idea why somebody.
Like,
I
sexually.
well,
like,
no, but they do care because it's like a crime. It's like a crime. You could go to jail for like 7 years in Rhode Island at least
yeah.
for having sex with an animal. I'm not sure why.
Right, but probably the last time this happened is a long time ago. But it's more just like a kind of revulsion at something.
I think
that's
it's to
just
protect
unnatural.
society. I think it's to say like we can't tolerate this.
Right, but if you do it, if you privately have, I don't know, a guinea pig, and you sort of like whack off and rub yourself against it, like no one's gonna do it. No one's gonna do anything. It's just if you're being public, it's like public urination, isn't it? It's only there to say like we're not gonna okay this because it's gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you really were to drill down and someone was to really be an advocate, like I'm sure the guinea pig is perfectly happy with it. And you know what I mean? Like it's
Say that.
if he gets extra whatever, little nibbles or something, right? What?
I'm sure the guinea pig is really happy with it.
A guinea pig doesn't care. It doesn't even know what you're doing. It's right.
Yeah,
it's not
no,
like
it
a
doesn't.
sexual partner. I don't know what animal it would be, but like, right. But if you're this type of person, like, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah,
It used to be very common among like teenage boys in shepherd cultures that they would, you know, it's very boring to be a shepherd. You know, you're sitting there all day, just like you're there in case a wolf comes, but you're not. There's not like much to do.
yeah.
And you're 13, you're 14. Are you gonna like go there because apparently sheep are somewhat similar to humans? Should someone spend the rest of their life in jail because they did that? Because some other shepherd happened to like be like, what's up? I mean, I just think privately the number is not small. Is not small. Is not small. How many people actually experimented with that
Yeah.
in that sort of situation? Farm type situation. It's like a third of males.
Yeah,
You know, tried it and probably felt like gross about it and terrible. Should they spend the rest of their lives feeling terrible? But I mean, there were literally Mexicans who, like, because chickens have been, what's the word? Domesticated in such a way that they can't get the dick in the vagina of the female chicken because there's just too much meat.
Mm-hmm.
So there are Mexicans who go around collecting semen
it's true.
from male chickens because
Yeah.
and when they show up, all the male chickens are like, yeah, Paco's here. I got a nut to give you, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But with horses too, it's similar. And you know, what if Paco's into it? What if he really enjoys that? He's like, oh, yeah, and he thinks about it late at night. Who cares? I don't know. Who
I
cares? The
don't
chickens
think anybody
care.
cares.
The
I don't
chickens
think
don't
anybody
care.
cares.
It'd be great. Like, you know what I mean? A guy who's like chickenophile.
Perfect
like-
for that job.
He's like, oh, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, yeah, Paco's great. We don't even have to pay him. He collects gallons of chicken semen. And
He just enjoys it.
he insists on not taking a check.
Adam in the chat says, I got fucking attacked by a rooster. Just giving his input.
Yeah, that is true. They're very aggressive.
Are they? I didn't know that.
Roosters are very aggressive animals. Yeah. Remember that rooster we saw outside of the back of the car who was like with that?
With
We've
his
seen a
hoe?
couple of roosters who are out with like chickens at like 2 a.m. in the city. they're like, they're cold pimping. They're like, bitch, left, right, left, and it's like
parking
they're
lot.
totally out of their minds because it's like your circadian rhythm isn't working. You don't have any.
It was in Florida outside of a casino, and it was like a huge parking lot. And
But he's like, he's
it's
pimping.
like,
He's like, bitch, no.
and it's 2 a.m. and we're like, what the fuck? And you look out the window, and it's a rooster and a chicken.
In a casino, yeah.
And, well, a rooster and a hen in a parking lot of a casino.
And he's like, but he's like in charge.
Yeah.
He's like, bitch, trust me, I know what I'm doing.
We'll go over here in this by the tree. We're
It's
pecking.
morning. We're getting the worms.
The rooster won money.
And they're fucking gonzo in the head, but they are still like, fuck with me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dominant.
where they ended up, I don't know how they ended up surviving, but some Dominican or something lives near there, and he's like, I don't know.
They come back. Roosters are the crackheads of the bird community.
It's good. They're good for the food and the eggs. The huevos. So, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I just think the animals are
Huevos.
funny, but I'm just saying all this stuff, like, you can make a case that, like, at least there's another sexual partner, even though it's an animal, that it's more natural than jerking off. More natural than jerking off. I'm not saying it's like a super case for it, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, you could logically make that case. Yeah.
like it's further, it's closer to the natural order than jerking off by yourself looking at porn.
That's true.
But there's a certain other thing that's like so super deeply offended by it. But like,
Yeah.
in a certain sense, who cares? In a certain sense, who cares? If you don't care about homosexuals, like promoting homosexuality at gay pride parades, why would you care about a guy doing something weird with a chicken?
Good point. I think the
And-
reason
and
though
say,
they
like you could go to jail for 10 years for this and you should feel terrible. Especially when everyone knows that, like, you know, males when they're 13 or 14 just like would fuck anything. Just they're trying shit out.
What they would say is that it's a matter of consent. The animals can't consent. The gay partner can't.
No one really says that. No one cares whether animals consent. No one cares whether animals consent. We kill them. We don't ask them if they're up
I
for that.
agree, but I'm telling you, I mean, when you said it because of the sexual revolution, I'm saying the sexual revolution is all about
what about the guy
consent.
going around jerking off the roosters?
Actually, yeah, I don't have
You're
anything
not
to say.
asking
They
for
don't.
consent.
No, they
If you
can't
can
consent.
if you can kill an animal freely just to eat it whenever you feel like it, how is sexuality going to trump that in some way?
Yeah.
You're using an animal for meat.
Yeah, we don't ask animals
How
for
would
their
it be wrong
consent
to
about
use
anything.
an animal to do what I think is like a very weird thing, but like it's like animals don't have those rights.
Nemes Mason says it's not even about consent. It's depraved to have sex with an animal. Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously, yes. It's offensive on like the deepest level. Or
Yeah,
one
but
of
it
the
doesn't really
deepest
need
levels.
police action. Like if someone, it's very, very, I think a very, very small number of people. I don't think any. Well, I mean, very, 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 very few women and very few men end up saying like, "This works for me."
Yeah.
Like, and there's zero like people who are in advocating for it, right? It's
I'm
generally
pretty
seen
sure.
as shameful.
Yeah.
But there may be a few guys who are like, "This really works for me, great." Maybe. But it's so fleetingly small that it's like, I don't know, almost by saying like it's a big deal, it's kind of saying like, we got to stop this. We got to stop this because there's something interesting going on here. You know what I mean?
I would say.
Whereas like, I
yeah.
understand with like pedophilia, like the number is not that small.
Right.
It's
and
quite
humans
large,
are
and I
being
do think our
hurt.
society in some way really does promote this in many ways, which doesn't make it like fine that people get into this space, but like I do think we have a problem that needs to be solved. Bestiality? I don't think so. Bestiality? I don't think so. People digging up dead people and having sex with them? I don't think that's a very big thing. I don't think that's a very big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're intrinsically negative quality. Like, the idea you're going to get a good lay there, it's like, I don't... It does have the qualities. She's not going to talk back, which I appreciate, but... Whatever, I'm just saying. Post-sexual revolution. I do think, like, post-sexual revolution, a lot of the logic that's pre-sexual revolution that's held up has fallen apart. But it's like, yeah, here, here, and here, but super not here, here, and here.
Yeah.
And it needs to be...
Well, that's because
if it's fine for a girl on her 18th birthday to have, like, what is it, a train run on her by 12 well-endowed black men.
Yeah.
Well-endowed black men.
Yeah.
Next to a dumpster. But the day before, if she sends a dick pic to someone 19 years old, he can go to jail. We're not really trying.
But that's because...
Like, that should be what the sexual revolution did, is to say, sex is like mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get in trouble for stealing someone's mashed potatoes, but...
Nobody really cares.
Nobody really cares. And if sex is like mashed potatoes, then across the board, we don't really care about it anymore. However, that's just not true. We do care about it, but people want to carve out exceptions that are illogical. And, I mean, you're never going to tell me that gay butt sex makes anywhere near as much sense as sex.